Hello guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another film review. Tonight we're looking at an absolute classic that's just got a re-release onto 4K. Actually came out this week, the beginning here in January, and it came out and it's been released on Arrow Video, and it is Carrie. I do have this on Blu-ray already, but this has got a 4K release. Now I don't normally rebuy stuff, like I told you, unless it's one of my favourite movies, and this is one of my favourite movies of all time. I absolutely love it. I'm not a big Stephen King fan, if I'm being honest with you. I'm just not a big fan of his. I love his film adaptations, but I don't like his books. And obviously the adaptations are not by him, they're by other people. And this one is by Brian De Palma, who done the amazing films Blowout and Dressed to Kill, amongst other great films. And this is his version. So this is the 4K release, the collector's edition, limited edition. Comes with a slip case, which is pretty cool. And it comes in a hardback box. Really nice. Nothing on the back. I do like the new artwork. It's very cool. And the contents in here, you get, first of all, you get an amazing booklet. Very cool booklet. Very cool. Some great photographs. Good one there, John Travolta. This film stars John Travolta, Sissy Spacek, Nancy Allen, CJ Proby's in it. There's so many famous horror icons in this sort of in this film. It's an amazing booklet, and it smells so good. It comes with a poster, a two-sided poster. It's got the new artwork, the commissioned artwork. And then it's got the original film poster on the other side. It's got no writing on the new artwork, which I actually quite like. And then you've got the original poster, which is also very amazing. Cool. So it comes with that. It comes with the 4K case. It comes with double-sided cover, and the cover is the same as the poster. It's got the new artwork and the old original poster. It comes with some art cards. So it comes with a set of art cards. They've all got just Carrie written on the back, but there's a nice set of art cards. That's a really cool one. Mrs. White. Mrs. White again. Quite graphic, some of these cards, aren't they, really? There's Carrie with Tommy. Yep. As you can see, it's got a number of art cards. That's my favourite one. Very cool. So yeah, you've got quite a large number of art cards. I don't know how many there are there. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Normally it only comes with 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 art cards. So you get a poster, a booklet, 8 art cards, the nice box and the slipcase, and the movie in 4K. Little synopsis on the film if you've never seen Carrie. Now, Carrie is an amazing film. It's a film about teenage girls coming of age, adolescence, and it's also about bullying, and it's also about feeling someone who's a little bit different to the others and not a part of the group. It's like being this sort of like the oddball, the one left out. And the film starts with nudity. So I can't really show you anything from the start because it's all nudity because they're all in the shower after the PE. And we see Carrie in the shower, and as she's washing, she starts to get her first period, which I believe is quite late for their age, but she's obviously a bit of a slow developer, and she starts to panic and runs out of the shower naked towards all the girls asking for help because she's bleeding. She doesn't know what it is, and all the girls then start laughing at her, and they raid the sort of tampon machine that's in the changing room to start throwing tampons and towels at her and shouting plug it up and all this sort of thing. And they're all being really horrible to her. And then the teacher comes in who sees what's going on, and she sort of stops them and sort of helps Carrie out. And then we sort of join them at the principal's office, and Carrie's sitting outside, and the teacher's talking to the principal and says that she can't believe that she doesn't know anything about periods or anything, and you'll find out why later on in the film. And she thought, and the teacher saying that I felt how the girls felt. I felt a bit annoyed and angry. It was nothing. It was just her period, but for her it's something major. She didn't know what was going on. She was scared. Anyway, they decide to give her a time out so she can go home. And when Carrie's in the office speaking with the principal, he keeps getting her name wrong, calling her Cassie White, and she keeps saying Carrie, and she keeps looking down at the ashtray, and every time she looks at it starts to sort of like move, and then she gets angry because he says her name one more time. She says it's Carrie, and then the ashtray just flips in the air, and she runs out of the room and heads her way home. And on the way home, there's a young lad on a chopper bike, sort of going past her, and he keeps going past her and goes past her, crazy Carrie, and again it focuses on her, and she makes him fall off the bike. So Carrie's got some sort of power. She's got the power of telekinesis, which is the power of moving objects or making them appear to move with your mind. So she's got this special ability. So we find this out, and she goes home. We then get introduced to her mother, Mrs. White, who's absolutely off her head. She's an absolute, she's one of these, I hate saying this, but Bible bashers, if you like. She's a Bible, she lives by the Bible, and that's it. God and Jesus is right, and everything is wrong. And she thinks she's like if you've ever seen that comedy, The Waterboy, she thinks pretty much that the boys are the devil. She's a bit like that. Anyway, she's very, very religious and very, very by the Bible. And the woman that plays a part is magnificent. She plays a wonderful part. And she comes home after going around annoying neighbours, trying to sell stuff for her Bible sort of thing that she's doing. Anyway, she goes back home, and Carrie's there, and she gets a phone call from the school. And the school tell her that they sent her home because she started to have her period. So she calls Carrie down, and she starts talking to her. And starts saying to her that all this, is, she's not happy with it. And Carrie's very upset that she didn't tell her. And stuff like this, and she was scared and all this sort of thing. And she didn't tell her about it. But she looks at it as a sin, and she makes Carrie pray and stuff like that. And then the big argument starts off, and then she drags Carrie to this little under the stairs sort of closet where there's like a statue of Jesus and that in there, and candles and stuff like that. And Carrie goes and she locks her in there, and Carrie starts to light the candles and stuff and spends all day, rest of the day in there. Eventually she comes out in the night time when the mother's doing her sewing, and she says, "Thank you, Mama," all this sort of stuff, because her mother looked at this as like a sin, because now she's like got a period. She's now like, the sort of sexual side of things. It's her adolescence is starting, Anyway, so she tells her to go to bed. She goes to bed. And then we back at the school, and we see the teacher's got all those girls in like the gym, like, and she's giving them all a telling off for the way that they treated Carrie, and said that they've all. She wants to give them a 3-day suspension from school and take away their prom tickets, but she's not allowed to do that. So she said, okay, so you got week detention, but it's with me, and it's going to be PE after school. So they've all got to do PE after school. Anyway, so one of the girls there, who seems a bit nicer than the others, starting to feel the guilt that she was, how she treated Carrie. They've even written stuff on the wall like Carrie White eat shit sort of stuff. And they're just horrible. This girl, and this girl, I mean, Carrie's done nothing, and Sissy Spacek, absolutely beautiful woman, and she's stunning in this as Carrie. And it was like and they're just really mean to this girl. They really are. And then after school, they're doing their sort of like their detention. They're all doing these exercises on the field and stuff like this. And Nancy Allen, who's like the rebel girl, starts sticking up to it. I'm not going to do this anymore with the teacher. And she starts swearing at the teacher. So the teacher slaps her. You couldn't do that today. You really couldn't do that today. But she slaps her, belt her right around the chops. Anyway, so then she starts screaming and walks off. Says, "Don't you walk off, you come back." She goes off still. She goes, "Right, that's it. You're out of the prom. You're not going." Anyway, so she storms off, Nancy Allen, and all the rest of the girls carry on. And we see they're in like a classroom, and the teacher's reading a poem of Tommy in the class, and Carrie says that the poem's beautiful, and they all laugh at her again about that. Anyway, the lads sort of like cottoned on to how mean everyone's been, and sort of like, you know, tells them that they suck and stuff like that. And then that lad Tommy is at home one evening with the nice girl out of the horrible girls in, and no, he's not at home. He's doing his football training, and she's there watching. He goes over to talk to her, and she asks him to do her a favour. She asks, "Can you take Carrie White to the prom? I won't go. Can you take Carrie White?" Because she feels guilty and bad the way they treated him. He's quite reluctant at first, but and in the end, he decides that he'll do it, and he asks Carrie out to the prom. But while this is going on, we see Nancy Allen with her boyfriend, played by John Travolta, and she's trying to seek out a sort of way to get back at Carrie for all this detention and stuff, and because she just really hates her. And that's all I'm going to tell you. Does Carrie go to the prom? If she does, what's going to happen? What prank is this girl sorting out to get her revenge on Carrie? Is it going to fall back on her? You need to watch it and find out. What do I think of Carrie? It's incredible. It's an amazing, amazing film. It's one of the greatest films of horror, I think. I think this was made in the late 70s. I'm sure it was. Again, I don't have my glasses with me, but I'm sure this is like in the 70s. And for its time, it's absolutely incredible and amazing. It's just so... I can't think of the word. You're just so drawn into it, and you feel so sorry for Carrie, and stuff like that. And the teacher tries her best to sort of help Carrie out throughout the film, but her ways towards the other children is kind of really not right. You know, you can't be hitting the kids and all this sort of thing, and pulling them around, pushing them, and she does all stuff like that. I mean, you can't do that. Maybe you could. I mean, I was at school in the 70s, but I was a young lad then, so I'd be at my juniors, and you wouldn't have been treated like that. But yeah, she's very harsh. But to me, the absolute gem of this film is Carrie's mum. I think the woman that plays that part is so convincing and scary, and she is just so freakish and so out there. Like the words, like when Carrie gets asked to the prom, she's all saying these horrible things to her, like, You know, first the blood comes, and then come the boys like sniffer dogs, and all this sort of thing. You know, and she's quite she's very vicious, but she plays the part so well. And when she doesn't get her own way, she starts trying to hurt herself and all this, you know, to sort of like, it's really strange, but she plays a blinding part, really eerie. And it's got one of the best, I think, last 15 minutes of a film, of one of the best of all time. That's why it's fantastic. I'm going to score the film an essential watch and give it a 10 out of 10. I would give this edition a 10 out of 10 as well, because the extras you get in it is so good and it's such good quality, and it's a great package, and there's loads of extra features. The only negative about this edition, I think it should have had the Blu-ray with it as well. It's just a one disc, and when you're paying like 30-40 pounds for something, it should be the two discs. I did send an email to Arrow saying, look, well done for the great edition, but when you're releasing something at this sort of price, you should put the dual disc in there. So you've got the 4K disc and the Blu-ray. Just because people are paying premium amounts for one disc. So that's the only negative thing I could say about it. But apart from that, it's a 10 out of 10 all the way. Carrie, 10 out of 10. Any of you guys seen it? If you have, let me know down below what you think of it. I think it's Brian De Palma's best film. I mean, I love Dressed to Kill, as you know, I've spoken about it many times. But this is his greatest work, I think. It's still got that classic Brian De Palma sort of dreamy, hazy camera work going on in it. But I think that's just his style, and that's fine. But it's cool. It's an amazing film. Definitely worth picking up. If you can't afford that, I believe it's released as a normal 4K, like for about 17 or 18 pound. But it is still available on Blu-ray through Arrow. And if you look out for Arrow, 3 or 4 times throughout the year they have a sale, and you'll pick Carrie up on Blu-ray for £8.99. So it's worth picking up. They did do a remake of it, which was meh. Didn't even bother. You know, I mean, I've got it and I've watched it once. Didn't really enjoy it. Nowhere near as good as the original, because you can't beat Sissy Spacek, because she was stunning. Guys, to my next video, please check out some more horror channels for me. Check out Horror Hands, Horror Geek, Man View Film, RS Design, Pizzlewell, I Am the Ice Lord, Cat Watches Horror Movies, Grumpy Andrew's Haunted House. And a massive shout out to my lad. Hope you're doing well, mate. Till next time, look after yourselves, look after one another, and I really hope I see you all soon.